Hello, I'm Chiranjit Sengupta and you're here with me at the Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2025. I have a very special guest today at the studio, Francesco, the Director General of IRENA. Thank you so much, Francesco, for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Now, to start off, IRENA has recently released its annual report that assesses the progress towards tripling capacity. How would you assess evaluate the pace of progress for the energy transition?
You know, the progress has been astonishing. If we think that now is 3 years in a row that you are breaking new records of renewable yearly standard capacity. Last year, 582 gigawatts. This means the 92% of all power capacity, only 8% to other technologies. So the trend is very evident. The direction of travel is clear. We are moving to a new energy system that will be largely dominated by renewables, with the complement of sustainable use of biomass and hydrogen, mainly green. So, and this year, 2025, our preliminary data until 31st August tell us that it will be quite close to have 700 gigawatts of renewable installed capacity this year. You may ask me, what does it mean? It means that we will add in 1 year the same capacity that we have added in 70 years of nuclear. So it's amazing. So if the trend is the right one, the speed and the scale are not yet bringing us to the 1.5 Celsius objective. As what the Secretary General said 2 days ago. I think also taking into consideration the NDCs that has been presented until now toward COP30. Sometimes the market is already making more than the NDC has presented. But naturally, the speed and scale is still a matter of concern.
Now, on the back of those findings and that update, what would be the key priorities to accelerate the energy transition?
You know, our narrative is there from a few years now. First, infrastructure. We need grids that are interconnected, flexible, balanced. This is the only way if you want to have more renewables into the ground, because we have to plug the electricity we create to the infrastructure. Then the legal system, still the market is designed for fossil fuel with a price fixed by marginal cost. We need a more long-term contract. So we need a market that's less disadvantage for renewables. We need also to increase the capacity of the institution dealing with the management of the energy system, because renewables are a decentralized energy system. So we need institutions that can deal with the major complexity that may come from this. It was much simpler to manage a centralized fossil fuel system. Decentralized could be different and could be a little more difficult, but it's the best way to ensure energy security, because there are many actors in the market. It's ensure competitivity because the prices are very low. Social acceptance because you create more jobs. The third element is, in our point of view, the capacity of increase the capacity of the workers. So we have to reskill workers that are coming from the old sector to the new one. We have to create new professionals that fit better with the building and the management of the new energy system.
One of the complications, or let's say one of the factors that influences the update and the progress, that every region has its own capacity, has its own resources, has its own priority. So how do you see that the speed and scale of the transition vary so much across the world?
You know, the fact is, unfortunately, that still we have not been able to balance the existing inequalities. So we are talking about Africa, we are talking about the Southeast Asia. Is the a region of the world where the energy demand will be growing faster, where still dominant is coal or fossil fuels. So we need to intercept this increasing demand for creating economies that will be more competitive and in the same way saving the humanity from the damages of climate change.
And from IRENA's perspective, how are you working to resolve or manage those disparities and also progress towards an inclusive transition?
We provide our outlook. We move from a world approach to regional approach to be closer to the difference in the world. We are launching initiative for Africa, the Accelerated Partnership for Renewable Energy in Africa. We have launched an initiative for Central Asia. We launched in Singapore an initiative for Southeast Asia. We are on the way to launch an initiative for Latin America. So we are trying to working from a knowledge agency to more action-oriented one, having a 360-degree approach, planning, projects, facilitating funding, monitoring, and the game.
Francesco, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for coming down to the Energy Connect studio.
Thanks for inviting me.
That was Francesco La Camera, the Director General of IRENA. You can get more exclusive interviews with global energy leaders at energyconnect.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on another Energy Connect discussion.